Well, we're back with our crew from Medora. You may recognize some of these faces. Obviously, you know Marlon. I'm Anna. This is Emily. Emily's our producer. And then Davis came along with us as a photographer. He also works for Valley News Live, and so he makes sure that he gets a lot of your news coverage that you see out in the field.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, welcome, guys. A little bit weird, I know, at least for Davis, being on this side of the camera.
Yes, usually I'm the one behind the camera, so this is a bit of a change of scenery for me.
How does it feel?
Gotta say, pretty cool. I like it.
All right. Well, speaking of change of scenery, Medora.
So much fun.
I'm very interested to hear, because Marlon and I talked a little bit about our perspectives. What did you guys think of the trip? What was that like for you?
Well, do you want me to go first?
Sure, go ahead.
It was my first time being on a work trip, so it was really cool doing work outside of like the office type setting. I think my favorite part was the musical, just because it was so cool and they were all so talented.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then all of like the touristy stuff and getting all the videos and filming and everything was fun. Little inside jokes and everything.
A lot of inside jokes, yes.
A lot.
Yeah, and you can see, I mean, some of this, you know, thank you, Davis, for taking this video that I didn't even realize we
look
had.
at that.
That's my
yeah, that's
moccasin
me.
stop.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
did
we
that.
did a little bit of shopping as well. Marlon probably did most of the shopping.
I did. I got there and I just started splurging. I'm like, let me get a cowboy hat, some bolo ties, all that.
Yeah. You
Might
were
as well.
fitted. You had a really great shirt
Look
out
at
of that
that.
shopping trip. I know, that was day one. We just got there, so that's why we're all in casual
5
clothes,
minutes.
because we had just gotten there. But yeah, gosh, they had
Candy
so much
store.
cool stuff there. Yes.
All the food was so good too.
Yeah, the food was incredible.
They're the
There they
moccasins. Yes.
they are.
The Manitokas, the doubles deerskin guys.
And then the ring that I got.
Emily's got it right. Yeah, we all kind of got a cool little keepsake out of the trip. But gosh, look how beautiful that is. Isn't that just insane?
That is just stellar.
Imagine waking up to that view every day.
Yeah. That was part of what did it for us, I think, was just having that beautiful atmosphere. And then the steaks, though, they were huge.
I know.
They were just huge. Yeah.
12 ounces, more like 12 pounds.
I know,
Look at you two.
seriously.
You two had like the most amazing time. So describe the sights, sounds, and tastes
Yeah.
that you guys went
Now, I mean, for me, I've never really traveled much out in around North Dakota or just anywhere in the Great Plains in general. So to know that there's this amazing place in the heart of the Badlands that's within the states, like, oh, just a 5-hour drive, which for some people it's like, yeah, it's kind of long, but worth the drive. You get there, you see the views, you get in, you get the food, you get the cultural experiences, the parks, the plays, just you would think you're in like a whole nother world, and it makes it so awesome.
was so
There's just nothing short of spectacular.
Well, and South Dakota has Mount Rushmore.
That's true.
North
We've
Dakota
got
has Medora. We've got Medora, folks. Yeah, no, I thought it was really, really good. Part of what made it fun, though, is I think our group, because we keep throwing out that like Q for quiet or Q for
Q
it's
for
because
Medora.
yeah. Let me give you the background on that one. So on the way to Medora, it's a 5-hour drive, and we're like, what can we do? And I was like, oh, I play this game with my kids, which is basically you have to start at A, you go up through the alphabet using letters that you see. So it could be a letter on a truck, not license plates, but like a letter on a truck or a mile sign or whatever. We all just got stuck at Q.
Q is a difficult letter, guys.
Yeah.
So when we did finally find the Q, it was in an Aquafina, like bottled water, scenic, like window
Which
scene.
I got, but Marlon, who was desperate for a Q, started coming up with words that don't have Q or
Qs.
like just tried to make up his own. So he's like, Q for this is a quaint little town. I was like, that does not count.
Yeah, exactly.
That does not count.
Q for quaint, guys.
You have to see
come
the
on,
letter.
guys. Q for quaint. That's perfect.
I was technically the moderator of this competition,
true.
and I did count the points, so,
So
we
who
did
won?
count it.
Who won? Jeffrey. Who won?
Jeffrey. My name is Jeffrey, and unfortunately, the match is going to have to be a draw.
Oh, dear.
Oh, of course.
That's another inside joke. I
very
kept calling Davis
diplomatic.
Jeffrey, like he's our butler.
We were pulling on like Fresh Prince vibes.
Yes, yes. Jeffrey,
Jeffrey.
Bring the car
bring the
around.
car around, Jeffrey.
Close the partition.
Close the partition,
I have a
Jeffrey.
picture of you two like mid-argument over who has what letter, and it's so funny.
It's somewhere in the mix there. But yeah, we just, oh gosh, we had so much fun. But part of the reason we wanted to do this also, Debrief, was kind of to give you an idea how much work goes into a show like this. Because from your perspective, you saw us there on Friday. We were
Right.
posting things on Facebook, but you saw us Friday morning. We had a live show. We had some kind of videos of other things that we did. But I would love, Davis, for instance, tell us how much work went into just creating the Friday show.
Oh, so much running around. You go from one place to another. I'm hauling all this camera gear and trying to get from one place. It's like, all right, do I have this? Do I have that? Do I have this? Ooh, I should get a nice little camera shot of that. Ooh, I need a nice little clip there. So you're trying to do 45 things at once. And if you've only got like 20 minutes at a spot, you think, okay, how am I going to get all the things I want to get in that span of time? And I have to shout you guys out because you made so many things look so cool. I mean, you get all these cool little pan shots that happen. My personal favorite, the one with Marlon doing the little face thing. Just now technically Anna filmed that one, so but it's still having characters and you get that kind of fun little humor. That's what makes things so watchable. So, but then again, the views just make everything worth it.
Yeah.
Seeing delicious steak, seeing plays, seeing great auditions. So.
Objection to my love. So Emily, how was it producing?
It was fun. It was kind of hectic because it was my first time field producing, but I learned a lot in a very short amount of time. So I'm ready for the next one already. So it was really fun. I think my favorite compliment we got was from Teddy Roosevelt. You guys are the goofiest news crew we've ever worked with, which was fun because we had fun with it, which is the best part. It wasn't just like work and no play. It was like playing while working. It was a really good experience.
Yeah, I think it helps too that all of us, to some extent, have some sort of theater or some sort of performance background, to where we could come up with these little things
Oh
like
my
Skits
goodness.
here and
like
there.
the skit that we did with the auditioning. And part of it is too keeping in our heads like, okay, we know we're gonna do this, so in order to make that work on camera, we need this and this and this and this. So that's kind of a crazy side of it, but
Right.
but yeah, and I think like it's so great working with you because you and I both don't take ourselves super seriously.
Right.
So just be like, yeah, I'll sing and dance
we'll
on
do
camera.
it. And I want to give a shout out to you for being such a great director. Your directional view, like on what we did from start to finish, it was just, okay, let's get this angle. All right, let's do this. All right, even down to the shots of when we're at the Studebaker, guys, the old school car. It's like, okay, get me in the back of the Studebaker as I'm getting this with the view of the mountains in the back. So it's like your mind is so visually inclined, and I thank you, Emily, for producing, and thank you, Jeffrey,
Jeffrey.
for
Jeez,
filming.
Jeffrey, it's all the same. It's all the same.
And Davis got an iconic headshot out of the deal.
I
Yeah.
did.
I've got a
That
picture
whole
somewhere in that video.
that whole thing was just an impromptu. We're like, hey, let's just go take some photos and have some fun with it. And then they start saying, hey, Davis, you should do some too. I'm thinking, okay, I guess. Now, I'm a person who, whenever I see a picture of myself, I think that this is terrible. I look horrible. What is this?
no.
But I think this is like one of the few instances where I saw a photo of myself and I thought, that actually looks really good. Holy moly.
And it's funny because I'm usually on this side of the camera, and that gave me the chance to be on that side. And I was like, okay, now I'm going to need you to like put your neck up and tilt your head down, blah blah blah. I'm like this and this and this.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I've never been in front of the camera. I'm usually the one bossing other people around. So we basically got to trade places for a
Yeah.
little bit. So
And we all learned new skills.
we did.
We did. We also had a very eclectic music selection.
We really did.
La 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 la.
It goes around, la 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 la. But what really happened is the door in Medora. Room 225 door never opened.
That was one of my favorite things. A little bit of background. So we all each had our own hotel rooms. You know that thing that they tell you not to do when you get your hotel room key, which is don't put it next to your phone. Poor Marlon kept putting it next to his phone. So after probably 5 trips in to say, I'm sorry, I need a new key, he was like, Anna, Emily, you guys need to do this.
I had to. I'm like, Jeffrey, I can't go in there.
Which is funny enough because I never did it. They did.
It was 2 separate times we had to go.
So Emily goes in. What was your experience?
He looks at me, I look at him, and I was like, I need help getting into a room. And he goes to 225, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And meanwhile, Marlon's in the car like, they can't.
Head
felt
down,
so
avoiding eye
bad.
contact.
Because the thing is, the RFID on the key mechanism swipes away when you put it against an iPhone battery. So every time that they gave me a new key, I was just a little forgetful, and I put it in my pocket, and it just would never open the door again. And I felt really bad going back into the lobby like 8 times. So I thank you.
Yeah, and then it was my turn, and I would love to say this was the last time. It was not, but it got to a point where Marlon's like, I can't do it. I can't. And it was like, I don't know what time of night, 10 o'clock at night or something.
Least.
So I walked into the lobby, and our eyes met. And I just looked at him with a straight face, and I said, I think you know why I'm here.
Poor
And
guy.
he did. So he started punching up the room code. And then, of course, then you locked everything in your room. And then the maid let us in the next morning. So, you know.
I love the Badlands Motel.
Shout out to them for being
Shout out to
so
them and their
Shout out to the Badlands
hospitality
Motel for
and their patience.
Yeah, and shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of
Fun little
course.
segment to kind of see the people that are behind the camera once in a while.
Absolutely.
We love that. But stay with us because next is what you guys have been waiting for. We're doing our big Medora giveaway of things that we collected as a group. And you guys are going to love it. And one of you is going to win. Stay with us.